Hi, welcome. Today we are going to talk about Nasya. So this is the application of oil sniffed up into the sinuses. There's many ways of doing this, and we're going to talk about a few of those ways. And you can also do this with a very specific medicated Nasya. If you have chronic sinus infections or you have migraines or things like that, you might benefit from a more specific medicated oil for you. So you can talk to your ayurvedic practitioner about that if that is something you're interested in. So before you begin Nasya, there's a few things you might want to do or not do. So I like to make sure that I have blown my nose, make sure I get everything out before I sniff something up in there. Also, it is best, even though we are only going to be talking about the gentle versions of Nasya, not a clinical therapy type of Nasya. Even so, I like to have 30 minutes between any time that you use steam or hot water or you do neti pot or anything like that, 30 minutes between any of those activities to when you actually do Nasya. So even if you're just taking a shower and you get some hot steam and you're breathing that in for a little while, I still like to wait 30 minutes after I am done with that before doing Nasya. Some people would say that is unnecessary. I think it's just good practice to do anyway. Okay, so the most gentle form of Nasya is Pratimarshana Nasya. So just a couple things actually before we begin. We really want to make sure that we keep everything in your bottle sterile and clean. So never touch the dropper or get any of the contents inside the bottle dirty. So don't put your finger in there, don't get water in there or anything else in there because that could desterilize your or contaminate your container. So when we bring our Nasya out, some of these oils, especially if you live in a warm climate, they can be pretty runny. So what I like to do is get some oil in there and then just tip it upside down or kind of sideways to give myself a little time to get set up. And then this first one, Pratimarshana Nasya, the gentlest form of Nasya, we're just going to take one drop and let it fall onto the pinky finger. So I didn't touch the nozzle or the dropper to my finger, I just let it drop on there. So then you just have this little drop of oil on your pinky finger, and I did wash my hands, and we're just going to take that oil and rub it on the inside of the nose. And it's okay, you can just use the same finger for each nostril and just kind of massage it in there. And then breathe in deeply through the nose. And if you'd like, you can even, as you inhale, at the end of the inhale, you're just going to pinch the nose just a little bit to kind of create a little vacuum to help suck that oil up into the sinuses. So if this is a new practice for you, this might all seem a little silly, a little weird, all those things. That's fine. It's still going to give you some amazing benefits. So go ahead and laugh at it. You're probably going to drip oil on your face or in your eyes or in your mouth. I mean, for all of us, it's gone everywhere. So don't worry about it. It will end up in all the places. And the fortunate thing is that Ayurveda loves to put oil just about everywhere. So it's okay. Don't worry too much about it. Just wipe it off and do your best to get it in there. It can also be really helpful to have somebody else administer it for you, your partner or, a friend or, somebody who's close by and willing to do this for you. That can be very helpful. Another way that you can do this is lying on the end of your bed and let your head dangle gently back on the bed. This is how I normally do it. It's a fantastic way to set yourself up so that you're using gravity to help you move the oil in and up into the sinuses. Just make sure that when you do it that way, that your neck feels comfortable and safe. You don't want your head tilting back so far that you're causing neck pain. So the next version that I'm going to show you is using some props. To do it this way, you'll need a wall is helpful, a block, a bolster, a blanket for your head. Some people doing this form of a pose, they like to put a belt or a strap around the thighs. You're welcome to do that too to keep your legs in place. You don't have to. It's really helpful to have a place where you can slide the bolster, and you'll see once we get on there why we want to slide around. It helps you get into position. And then have your bottle of Nasya, and make sure you have it closed because you're going to be feeling around and grabbing for it, and you don't want it to spill all over the place. So we're going to put that about where our hands can reach, which is up in here. So this version of Nasya is we're really just getting ourselves into a position where the head tilts back comfortably. But this is sort of a little bonus because we're going to be getting a chest and shoulder opener while we're doing it. So to get into place for this, you can face the wall and you can sit on your bolster. And then we're going to be lying down on the bolster, and we're aiming to get the end of the bolster at about shoulder blade level. And then your head is going to rest on the blanket. And that's only here just for a little extra cushion. If you have a carpet, for example, you may not need this. It's just a tiny little layer of cushion for the back of the head. And then you can bring your feet onto the wall and onto the block. Then you're going to grab a hold of your bolster and slowly start to push away and slide away. You can go until your legs are just slightly bent because your toes are kind of up against the wall, but your heels aren't yet. And once you push away from the wall, you'll be able to get your heels on the wall and bring the soles of the feet fully onto the wall and onto the block. And then you can push that last little bit away so that you're in a comfortable position. If this is hard on the knees, you can always put another bolster or some blankets or pillows underneath the knees for a little bit of support. And of course, if it's more comfortable for you, you can always have a belt or a strap around the thighs to hold them in place. So now we're in position, so we are at a gentle angle to help gravity get the oil into the sinuses. So now I'm going to take my bottle. And so we're aiming for about 3 to 5 drops in each nostril. So I'm going to tip it upside down a little bit. I'm going to tilt my head back. And I'm going to put 3 to 5 drops in each nostril. I'm going to put the cap back on and put this away from me. And then I'm going to sniff strongly up into the sinuses. And then you can do your little trick covering the nostrils, kind of closing off the nostrils just gently after each inhale. These are very strong inhalations. Imagine you are sniffing that oil up into the sinuses. So you're trying to get it in and up there as much as you can. And then once you've kind of taken a few good strong sniffs, you can massage the nose and around the sinuses. And this just helps to bring some circulation into the sinuses. So it helps to move the oil into the sinuses to where you want it to go. And also massaging the face is good for getting rid of wrinkles or preventing wrinkles. So just added bonus. Good. And then if you'd like, you can Move your bottle out of the way to wherever it needs to be. And you can bring your arms out wide to the side so you get this tiny little chest and shoulder opener. Head is tilted back into a comfortable position. If you feel like you need some support underneath the neck, alternatively, you can just roll up your blanket and put it underneath the neck, not the head. And then that will help give your neck some support and also help you tilt your head back. And then, if you have extra blankets, you can always turn it around so that you have that extra cushion underneath your head, but you may not need it if you have this roll in a position where the head is not touching the ground or barely touching. And then the arms again can come out to the side if that's comfortable, or anywhere that they feel comfortable for you. And then you can rest here for 3 to 5 minutes. So Nasya is a great exercise to do daily or twice a day, or even in some cases, you may need to do this 3 to 5 times a day. It helps you to sleep more soundly. It soothes the sinuses. It can help with migraines. It helps with basically any kind of ailments that we have from the neck up. And this is really our gateway to our consciousness. So a lot of times we will do Nasya before doing a breathing practice or pranayama. I like to do Nasya also before I go exercise because I am a big fan of nose breathing during exercise. So it's a great way to soothe the sinuses. And then you're going out and you're running or you're hiking or you're climbing or biking or whatever, but you're breathing through the nose. And now you have really lubricated the sinuses to help you breathe even better when you are exercising. This also is a great practice just to boost immunity. Having a nice coating along the sinuses helps any germs that get caught in the sinuses as we breathe on a daily basis to just pass through instead of getting stuck in there and manifesting into something like a cold or a flu or something like that. So you can use this as a time to meditate, to relax. You can listen to a meditation, or you can practice hum, or just take a little time here to relax, to close your eyes, to feel the breath. Calm the nervous system. And then when you're ready to come out, you can bend one knee at a time, bring your feet to the floor, gently roll to one side. And you can use your blanket or you can use your arm for a little support underneath the head and take a little time here in a fetal position. And then when you're ready, you can gently press up into a comfortable seated position. So, Nasya, a wonderful way to begin the day, a wonderful way to end the day, and sometimes it's nice just to do in the middle of the day. So for more information, you can find some more helpful tips and just general benefits on the website for Nasya. So thank you so much for being with me here today. Enjoy.